Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name's Acacia. Today I'm going to be doing a book haul. I'm going to be doing 2 videos this week instead of 4. I have enough time to sit down and edit 2 videos this week instead of 4, and I am not feeling great, so there's that too. I'm definitely sick. I have a cold, and it is just all up in my head, and it is making me miserable. But that's okay. So these are the books that I picked up with birthday money, as well as a few books that I received from publishers. So let's dive in. I received only cash, no books, but I spent all my cash on books. So let's see what I got. So first, Adam from Mementomori recommended this book in one of his, I think it was like a casual top 10 books or a casual 10 books. I plan to do the video myself, so I'm going to look at it again later, but yes. He was talking about 10 books casually, and this was one that he mentioned, and this is Black Earth, The Holocaust as History and Warning, Timothy Snyder. I am really curious about this. This is going to be something to really dive into and sink my teeth into. I don't believe this is going to be one that I'm going to read this year. I think this is one that I'm going to put off until next year when I have my book a month of nonfiction. This one comes in at, wow, lots of notes and acknowledgements. So it comes in at 345 pages. So this will be one that I will read next year for my book every month on nonfiction. I look forward to it, and I am curious about it and definitely ready to cry. I know I may not cry, but I'm an easy crier, so I assume I will. Then you guys know I've had a Shirley Jackson obsession. It is out of control, and all I want is all the Shirley Jackson I can get my hands on. So I picked up this, Shirley Jackson's The Lottery, and this is by Miles Hyman, and this is a graphic novel form of the lottery. So I am very excited to read this. I probably will read this. Yeah, I probably will read this prior to the end of the year, just because I have a large goal to read 200 books by the end of this year. I am 39 books away from that at this point. So I have about 13 days left. No, I have about 10 days left in November, and then I have about 30 days left in December. So I have 40 days, so I need to read a book a day. So this is definitely going to be one of those books a day because it counts, and I'm happy with that. And then I have a poetry collection. This is called The Blue Hour, and it's by Jennifer Whitaker, and this is a book that I found after I read Her Body and Other Parties. I was looking for other books that discussed female consent and the body of a female and sexual assault in a well done way, and this came up on a couple of lists, so I picked it up, and I am super excited to get to it when I can. Look at that cover though. How pretty is that? You can't see it because of the glare, but it is so pretty. So pretty. Then I have Murder in the Bayou by Ethan Brown. This is the story of 8 women who were killed and found in the canals and ponds of Louisiana. And I am just really curious about this. I don't plan to read this month just because I've read 2 books on pretty serious murders, and so I feel like I'm murdered out. I probably could handle another one about murder, but I don't know. So I don't really want to test that theory, but I will definitely read this in the new year with my nonfiction book once a month for sure. So I look forward to that. Then I have a Kata Witch, which is actually one that I've had for a minute or two, but I haven't hauled it because I haven't done a haul in a while. And this is by Natty Okafor. And it is a young adult about a woman who finds out that she is magical, and she ends up going to a magic school, I believe. I've begun it and I haven't gotten that far into it yet, but it's only 350 pages. I could knock this out in a day. I don't know why I haven't. I probably will in December. Then we have Bonfire by Kristen Ritter. This one was a recommendation from my bookstore. They told me that it was good and I picked it up. They were recommended it by Liberty from Book Riot. She said it was really good, so I trust Liberty and I am very excited to dive into this. I probably won't until the new year just because all the hype around it and also all the other books I have to read. So definitely excited to pick this up when I do, but it'll be a minute. Same with this one. I definitely am excited to pick it up. But again, this has murder in it, and I'm murdered out. So this is After the Eclipse, and it's a mother's murder and a daughter's search by Sarah Perry. This one, I was lucky enough to get a signed copy, and I'm very, very grateful for that. She came to my local bookstore, so I picked this up. She actually came right before my surgery, so I was unable to attend the event, but the bookstore was nice enough to get this inscribed for me. So I am very lucky. Very, very lucky. Then I picked up this. This is A Girl Walks Into a Book, What the Brontes Taught Me About Life, Love, and Women's Work by Miranda K. Pennington, and I will probably pick this up this month. I have enough time that I can fit this in. I only have 3 books left on my nonfiction November TBR that are from the pile of 17 books that I have to read, so I definitely can add more, and this is one that I really, really want to read, so I am going to add this to the TBR. This is just talking about the Bronte sisters and what they were like and their stories and Jane Eyre and how it affected this woman. I'm very excited, especially since I just read How to Be a Heroine, which I adored, and I'm hoping this will be similar. And then my Shirley Jackson obsession continues, and I picked up Shirley Jackson, Let Me Tell You, New Stories and Essays and Other Writings. This is edited by her son, I believe, Lawrence Jackson Hyman, and it is also forwarded by Ruth Franklin, who was the author of her biography. So I think this is going to be fantastic, and I look forward to it immensely. Then on Miss Amanda Center's recommendation, I picked up North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. She has said that Gaskell has been a wonderful fiction to follow, and I've read Wives and Daughters. I wasn't crazy about the ending, but I definitely liked the story up until that point, so I am looking forward to reading more of her work, and this one has been a favorite of many a person, so I do plan to read this. Then I continue my search for characters that are either obese or overweight. This is Heft by Liz Moore, the author of The Unseen World, which I gave 5 stars in October. I will link my top 5 books that I read in October down below in the description box. This is about a man who is 550 pounds who has not left his Brooklyn home in decades. So I am really curious about how this is going to go down and whether or not it's going to be dealt with in a fair way or if it's going to kind of fat shame. I am not sure yet. So we shall see. That's really my goal, is to find books that don't fat shame but address the problems and experiences of those who are overweight. Then Alice Hoffman's Practical Magic. I've read this before. I really would like to read it again. I read the prequel in October and I was not a fan, but I remember really enjoying Practical Magic. So I am really hoping for it to... Oh, it's signed. Look guys, it's signed. I didn't know that. I love my bookstore. God, I love print. Anyway, I just love print. Anyway, this is just going to be a reread for me eventually. It may not even happen until next October, but I will reread it eventually. I remember really enjoying it, and I'm hoping to enjoy it again. Then, after reading The Black Dahlia in a nonfiction format, I picked up The Black Dahlia in a fiction format, and this is by James Elroy. I am very curious about this. I've seen the film, and I believe that the film was based off of this movie. So, I am very curious about how this is going to go down and whether or not it's going to be a good representation of a murder that I just read a nonfiction on. So I will probably read this one relatively soon. So like October, no, not October. Goodness gracious. So like January, February maybe. That's what I'm thinking. While the nonfiction is still fresh in my mind, but not so soon that it makes me feel queasy. Then I haven't picked up a Mercedes recommendation in a while, so I picked up We Take Me Apart by Molly Gaudry. And I am super excited about this. This is poetry in a story talking about mental health and women and their experience, and I am very much looking forward to this little book. I picked up a picture book because I couldn't resist. This is The Little Red Wolf, and I adore this. This was really sweet and super scrumptious. I adored it. I really loved it, and I think that anyone who likes the Little Red fairy tale will absolutely adore this version of it. I'm talking to Jen Campbell, of course, but I don't even know if she watches my videos. I know she's subscribed, but I don't think she has time to watch my videos. Then the last book I picked up for myself was Manhattan Beach by Jennifer Egan. I wasn't going to pick this up in hardcover. I had no interest in it. But then she came to my local bookstore and she signed a few copies, so I picked one up for myself. I figured I might as well, and it's a first edition, so I had some extra cash to spare from my birthday money, so I figured why not try it and see how it goes. I've heard great things. I probably won't get into this until next year, but we shall see. So now here are the books from the publishers. The first ones are from House of Anansi. Thank you so much to them. I will link all the publishers' websites down below in the description. So thank you guys for this. I'm very excited. This is Louise Undercover by Franny Britt and Elizabeth Arsenault. This one is a really sweet story of a young boy and his alcoholic father and his mother who is separated from his alcoholic father. It's just a really interesting look into alcoholism and how it affects those around you. I really enjoyed it and I highly recommend it. Karen, if you are watching this, don't pick this up because Christmas. I definitely think this is going to be it's a good book to have on my shelf. I am a huge fan of their book, Jane the Fox and Me, and I love that. It's my favorite graphic novel of all time. So I was happy to get another one of their books to read and to dive more into. The art style was just fantastic. This is the Mosaic by Nina Brecott, and I am really curious about this. They sent me to this because I told them I was interested in mental health conversations, and so this is about a Marine affected by PTSD who becomes in a bond with a teenager over a decommissioned nuclear missile spot. So I am really curious about this and will look into this next month for a book to read. Then the author contacted me about this. This is Love Has No Ending, and it is a thriller and it is by M. Rashar, and I am just really curious about this. It doesn't feel like my kind of book on a regular basis, but I told the author I would give it a shot, so I will eventually. I'm not sure when, but it will happen. Then I got 2 books from Unnamed Press. The first one is What Future? The Year's Best Ideas to Reclaim, Reanimate, Reinvent Our Future, and it's edited by Tori Bosch and Roy Scranton, and it has a group of essays that were written for different magazines compiled together to talk about the future and what it looks like. My favorite was Fear of a Feminist Future by Lori Penny. I really enjoyed that one. My pen fell. But yeah, I did enjoy this one quite a bit. Then Silver Girl. This is about a young character. It's a character study about an unnamed narrator who makes all the wrong choices. And I am just really curious about this. I haven't heard anything about it yet, but I am very excited to pick it up and see how it goes. So, yes. Dazinks Books sent me this. This is Dead Girls and Other Stories by Emily Germender, and this is a debut collection of short stories. So this looks really interesting. It's going to be a bunch of short stories. I'm really excited about it, and I requested it from the publisher, and they were kind enough to send it to me. Then Freight Books was kind enough to send me this. This is Goblin, a novel, and it's by Ever Dundas, and this was compared to Pan's Labyrinth meets Atonement. I don't know how that's going to work, but that was what intrigued me, and I immediately needed it in my life. Granta sent me The Alarming Palsy of James Orr. This is just a small, quick novel talking about a man who is suffering from something, and he wanders aimlessly around manicured lawns, and it just sounds very quirky and different, and I am very excited to dive into it. And then this one was sent to me unsolicited from Coffee House Press. This is Empty Set, and it's translated by Christina McSweeney, and it's originally by Veronica Gerber. That name. I don't want to butcher that. This one looks about a family, and I really don't know much about it. I haven't gone too deep into exploring what it looks like, but it is Coffee House Press, and I really, really respect them, so I'm excited to dive into it. It looks really experimental, so we shall see how I feel about that. So those are all the books that I have for this book haul, which is a birthday book haul plus some publisher books. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in my next video. Remember, only 2 videos this week, so this is number 1. I will post the other one in like 2 days, so Tuesday and Thursday, so you have it kind of spread out instead of all clunked together. Alright guys, I will see you in my next video. If you have any like for this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to love this video, click that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, comments, quandaries, or compliments, go ahead and comment down below in the comment section. And I will see you there. I will talk to you soon. Bye.